Last night, the Scottish Parliament voted to reject Liam MacArthur's bill on assisted dying, and I voted to reject it. And I just really want to take a moment to explain why I made that decision. Now, at stage one, I was one of the MSPs that voted for it, for two reasons. One was I felt this was an issue that the Parliament really needed to explore in depth, but I also, in terms of the narrow principle about whether somebody should have the right to choose, agreed with that. But as I explained at stage one, I always have felt that it needed to be balanced against a situation where we create pressures or the sense that it is the norm that people use assisted dying as a way to end their lives. I believe fundamentally that, yes, individuals have autonomy, but we always make decisions in the context of family and community, and we need to understand that interplay between the individual and society, and understand that many people could find themselves in a situation where they felt they had no choice. So when I examined the bill, I felt it was really important, if it was going to go forward and be agreed to at stage three, we needed to have really robust safeguards, checks, and oversight. And I brought forward a number of amendments both at stage 2 and stage 3. But on reflection, in the lead up to the stage 3 vote, I wasn't satisfied that that was enough. Indeed, I went to some lengths, not just reading the legislation that we had in front of us, but also looking at the comparable legislation, especially in Australia and New Zealand, because that was the legislation that the Scottish bill had been modelled and based on. And while I was pleased that at stage 2 and stage 3, we improved the other points that the two doctors making the key decision would have to make, such as referring to social work, ensuring that there was information about palliative care available. But fundamentally, when I looked at the other legislation in Australia, they had external checks beyond the two doctors, an external oversight about how the system was operating, independent both of the doctors making decisions, but also of government. And I didn't see comparable checks and balances in the bill that we had in front of us. Moreover, some of the things that might have introduced that sort of oversight, whether it was in my amendments to create a commission for the development of the regulations and guidance, or some of the other oversight bodies proposed by other members, such as Miles Briggs, and other members that sought to create an independent panel, all of those things were rejected. And in the end of the day, this was a bill that we had to get right. I believed that if it was going to proceed, it needed to be a bill that was cautious and that had some key checks and balances outside of the immediate people making the decision. And in the absence of those, I couldn't vote for the bill, because this is something where good enough isn't good enough, where compromise actually is a flaw. I hope that you understand my reasoning. Not everyone will agree with what I have done, and indeed I acknowledge the very strong arguments and indeed the merits of the bill, but I just don't think that there was enough there, enough safeguards, in order for me to vote for it.